Hey guys, Political here. Thank you so much for joining me back on this channel. I know that I'm trying to get into a little bit more of an uploading schedule, so I appreciate you being patient with this video. I want to thank all my subscribers that I have. I know it's not a lot, but I appreciate it. I haven't said this before, but I'm hoping that anybody new watching this can subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see whenever I put up a new video. And can you like this video too if you like what you see? This is new as opposed to the previous content I'm putting out. I'm still gonna do that, trying to add a little bit more variety to my channel. So I want to review political ads and have you see what I see, talk through a little bit of the channel or a little bit of what I see on the ad. The first one I'm gonna see for the first time is Pat Toomey, an ad for him back in 2016, I believe. Shout out to politicalarchive.org. I'm going to link their web address below so that way you can go check them out. Their website says you can use this for educational purposes. I hope to use it a little bit there, kind of just discussing a little bit to bring about a discussion with y'all about ads that we see. And we know that they spend a lot on these. So let's just go ahead and let's jump into this first one here. Like I said, you like this, like, subscribe. I'd appreciate that 100% from the bottom of my heart. You know, I'm gonna keep pushing forward with some new content. So let's go ahead and watch this. So I think first, before I do, we'll watch it in its entirety and then I'll take it back and I'll just kind of talk a little bit about what I saw.
A gun can be bought over the internet or at a weekend gun show. And if the wrong people get a gun, we know what can happen. Pat Toomey put our safety ahead of partisan politics. Toomey crossed party lines twice. First to support background checks, and now to stop gun sales to suspects on the terror watch list. No wonder Pennsylvania cops endorse Pat Toomey as best to protect our families. Independence USA PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Today.
So before I start off, you know, seeing Pat Toomey, he's someone who is in the midst of, you know, getting some criticism from the party, from the Republican Party, that is, and it could be a lot, I guess, for him. And he's coming from a state that's a little bit more purple, which is, you know, red and blue kind of mixed between each other. So you could kind of see that this ad is meant to appeal to those more progressive people that are calling for more sensible gun laws. So you definitely see him. This is where it's targeting. I'm assuming too. You know, you have more of liberal Republicans there in that state. So, like I said, he is trying to appeal to these people. Again, this is the first time I saw that ad. So let's go to run it back and I'm going to talk about it first. You can see right here in the buy guns, it has guns almost $500 on the website, and he was talking about, or at least the person that was over the ad was talking about how, you know, they're trying to regulate this a little bit more, which again, I'm not saying for or against, but this is what they're talking about.
Guns can be bought over the internet or at a weekend gun show, and if the wrong people get a gun.
Guns could be bought at the event or a weekend gun show. Yeah, you know, I've heard for a long time, especially amongst progressive, that those need to be a little bit more regulated. And, you know, on the other side says that, you know, they should have the right to buy whatever they want to buy in terms of weapons and firearms. I believe the Trump administration, the previous administration, had banned bump stocks. So you saw them, you know, pushing a little bit more on restricting a little bit more of those firearms and guns, at least the rapid shooting ammo that's there that you can make your rifle into. But looking at Pat Toomey in this ad, it's kind of just telling me a little bit of, hey, we know these problems exist, and I don't want to sound like I'm being a silent guy. I'm kind of taking care of it a little bit, you know. I'm just gonna show you Sandy Hook and Orlando and San Bernardino so that way I can evoke some emotion in you, which, it's a tactic. Am I saying is personally, just me speaking, I don't like it. I'm not the biggest fan of that, because it's just pulling at emotional strings that people have of these events. And remember that the most recent one that was on here was the Orlando nightclub shooting, which, to all these events that occurred, sad. Those people that carry them out are pathetic. They deserve no sympathy whatsoever, at least in my perspective. And the people that were victims of this, I'm sorry to their families. And it's a time that no one else can understand or feel. So these people that were brutally killed, and I'm sure that everybody agrees that it wasn't needed, absolutely, and nothing but our condolences and just our hearts go out to these people. And hopefully, I know there's activists that come from this, especially in the recent school shootings that have occurred. They've been pushing a little bit more to get some sensible gun laws, again, their words of sensible gun laws into play. And that's up for y'all to decide. I'm here just bringing this to you. I'm just talking about it, so forgive me if I don't sound the most versed in certain things. I'm just looking at what's in front of me.
We know what can happen.
Oh yeah, we do.
Put our safety ahead of part.
And can we just say, Pat Toomey, come on, man, you really gonna? What were you thinking, right, when you decided to say, hey, we're gonna get your family, and we're gonna jump on bikes, and we're gonna go ahead and put some helmets on, and we're gonna be about safety, right? Because the overall theme of this is like providing a sense of safety. Some would say maybe faux safety. And you see that he's there riding the bikes. It's just a corny thing. I personally don't like it. It doesn't feel like it really attaches to me as a voter, but then again, I'm not in that state to vote. It's just like, come on, man. I personally would never want to drag any of my family into the political arena so willingly. I would probably be a little hesitant, but he probably has nothing to hide per se. It just isn't me. I just wouldn't want to do this, And his wife is like 10 feet away from him. He's like, bro, I did not want to be in this commercial,
In politics, Toomey crossed party lines twice. First to support background checks.
Twice? This guy, twice. He crossed party lines twice. Give it up to him, man. This guy is it. He is the dude. He is the reason why we are so balanced. Pat Toomey, I want to just give you a round of applause for the 2 times you decided to meet in the middle with the opposition. To me, it's just like, this is why we're so pathetic in terms of partisan politics. It's like, come on, man. I'm sure we could meet in the middle. I feel like your base just. I know that we're getting a lot more heated on both sides, and we're becoming more isolated and hyper partisan, if you will. But I'm sure the sensible voters are gonna say, you know what? I would like to see him go a little bit in the middle, a little bit more. Come on. I mean, it wouldn't hurt me to say at least he's being effective at his job, as opposed to saying just no to everything a Democrat says, or even on the other side, Democrats saying no to everything a Republican says. Like, come on, man, get with the program. We need to work together. This is a joke. Oh, and right here, I guess he led the fight for background checks. But what did you do? Just lead the fight? I mean, the Philadelphia Inquirer. That's it? You led the fight? I mean, come on, I can just type something up too and say I led the fight in something.
And now to stop gun sales to suspects on the
Whoa, what is this? It looks like a robbery almost. Like, bro, what are we looking at here? I mean, I guess it's, it's supposed to scare me, evoke some more emotion. But it's just stopping gun sales to suspects on the terror watch list. I mean, come on, isn't that common sense? Shouldn't we just not do that? I think Republicans and Democrats agree on that. It shouldn't really be a talking point. I guess we're just so divided that it is one. I mean, I just don't see this is supposed to be scaring me a little bit. And, you know, me as a middle-aged voter sees this as super serious. So I apologize. I just don't want guns going to terrorists, apparently, just like Pat Toomey.
List. No wonder Pennsylvania cops endorse Pat Toomey as best to protect our families. Independence USA package.
Did he get the... He got endorsed. You know, hey, good. Congrats to those that endorse him. They obviously believe whatever Pat Toomey sold to him. Again, I believe politicians are all snakes and crooks a little bit. They don't really understand sometimes to connect with the real person. You know, you have to have real conversations with people and not this BS about playing both sides or whatever. But nonetheless, you know, he had his picture with the two officers there, you know, right next to him. Say, hey, I got endorsed. You know, if I get endorsed, you should probably believe in me, you know. How much are endorsements really effective? You know, it could go back and forth. I feel like sometimes if an organization endorses somebody, it makes people hate the organization as a whole. Or if an organization endorses someone, it makes them seem more credible. So you could go either way with the argument. But, you know, the big cheesing Pat Toomey right here, protecting our families. You know, Pat Toomey, I give it up to you, protecting our families. But this is just an advertisement. All this within 30 seconds and it goes over people's heads. You know, the cheesiness, I'm going to appeal to you with my middle class strolling down that really pristine, possibly even very secure street he's going down. I know I go down the street, I ain't riding with no helmet. Sure as no, I don't even know if anyone's gonna take care of me when I'm riding down the street like that. But you know, Toomey got, you know, he got a nice little place to be at to ride those bikes like that. But you know, hopefully Pat Toomey, I think he won. I should have probably did a little bit more research. I will next time I download a video, be like, hey, you know, I just know about these people on the back of my head a little bit. But, you know, this is funny. I think Pat Toomey should have been a little bit more. These ads, whoever puts them together, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, the good old Joe, right? Let's be effective in the ads and at least tell a little bit of truth behind them. On this website, you know, you can go see their fact checkers. I caution just taking anything that you read as fact right away. But, you know, do your due diligence, visit them, check them out. I'm going to link their website in my description below. Remember to like and subscribe if you really liked seeing this. I appreciate your time today, and I'll see you on the other side, guys.